Ho ho ho! Well, hello everyone, and a Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope you all get what you want for Christmas and hope that you will celebrate your holidays in the best way possible. Today I have a Christmas special for you guys, but it isn't what I wanted. At first I wanted to beat Pokemon Platinum with only Christmas themed Pokemon. This was supposed to be my team: Delibird, Stantler, Sneasel, and Snover. But all of my footage for that run sadly corrupted, so I had to try something else. I decided to go for Pokemon Crystal because it had been a while since I played a Gen 2 game. I basically decided on the same team except there will be no Snover, so let's do some explaining. Delibird is obvious, it's clearly the Santa Pokemon, so he is a must-have on the team. Second is his trusted steed, Rudolph, or as they call him in the Pokemon world, Stantler. And finally we have the Grinch, aka Sneasel. If Sneasel was green, the resemblance with the Grinch would be quite astonishing. Normally the Grinch ruins Christmas, but this time he's here to save it. So let's get right into the rules. Rule number 1, I can only use Christmas Pokemon in battle. Rule number 2, no items in battle, but held items will be allowed for once since they are the present that we get for this run. And then the last and final rule, number 3, of course we can use our elves to help us, aka the HM slaves. We need all the help that we can get to save Christmas this year. So with that being said, let's get right into our next adventure. We start off as always naming ourselves Zwigo, and we head straight to the Santa's workshop to pick up our first member of the team, Delibird. He'll be giving presents to all the bad Pokemon that try to stop us on this run, and we name him Plunker Boy because, I mean, if you don't know who he is, go check out his channel. I've done a few videos with him and he also makes challenge videos. Very entertaining. The link will be in the description. We head to Mr. Pokemon's house to get a few Christmas gifts in the form of a mystery egg and a Pokedex. Whoa, this is exactly what I wanted. Thank you, Professor Oak. While heading back, we run into a bearded old man with red hair. I wonder who this is. He tells us that we must save Christmas and decides to test our strength with a Pokemon battle. Luckily our Delibird has a lot of exploding presents which wins ourselves the battle. After battling him we find out that it's Santa. He's gonna be our guide throughout this run, following us around and making sure we do our job, testing us if we can overtake the next obstacle. We head to the next town and go to the Sprout Tower. Their cult doesn't believe in Christmas, so Santa tells us to show them the Christmas spirit that they lack. We beat the crap out of them and it seems to have worked because we get a present. It's a TM for Flash. While it's useless to us, it's still the thought that counts. After this we go to the first real stop of the playthrough, the first gym. We climb through the chimney but Faulkner is still awake and he thinks that we're here to break in. So he attacks us with his 2 birds. Luckily our little bird is superior, so after a few exploding presents we win the battle. Faulkner apologizes and gives us the Zephyr badge so that we can put that in the Christmas tree at the end of the video. After this we go to Santa's helper, Kurt. He makes Pokeballs for the little children. Wait. No, that's not what I meant. Dang it, why do I always say stuff like this? Anyway, an evil organization is terrorizing the Slowpokes, so we have to show them who's boss. After saving all of the Slowpokes, it's time to get our second present from Bugsy. Luckily, this guy is nice and doesn't really give us much of a fight. His first Pokemon Metapod goes down in 3 presents after he shoots some string at us. Second is Scyther, but he doesn't like presents and refuses to take a few of them. For the first 2 turns, he doesn't take any damage. Because of that, his Fury Cutter also misses. After trying and trying, we finally manage to deliver and take him down with just 2 presents. We get rewarded with a level up, and next up is Kakuna. 1 present is enough to make it faint. We get our bug badge and continue on our quest. As we try to leave town, Santa stops by with his sleigh and he almost runs us over. He apologizes and rewards us with another battle. His first Pokemon is the spirit of a broken Christmas ball, also known in the Pokemon world as Ghastly. Our presents phase right through him because it's a normal attack, so we have to wait until we can struggle our way out of this. It takes a little time and a lot of presents later, we finally manage to take it down with 2 struggles. Next up is Croconaw, who is all dressed up in white Christmas paper, and we get hit with a few water guns which he got for Christmas, and a few more struggles and he goes down. Last up is Zubat, and we take that bad down with just 1 struggle. It's time to get our next Christmas present from Whitney. From what I've heard, you really need to prove yourself before she rewards us. So I had to teach Delibird Headbutt first, but that wasn't enough because her cow just kept on rolling and rolling and rolling on our little Delibird, so we had no chance of winning. We trained up until level 32 and tried again. Her Clefairy goes down in just 2 headbutts and her cow is back to roll on our head again. After 2 rollouts we almost go down, but we get lucky to get a flinch right here, so our 4th headbutt finishes the cow off. We win, but she's crying. We try to leave, but one of her helpers tells us to calm her down. After a little bit of chit-chatting, we get our badge. On the route to the next town, we managed to find ourselves a trusty steed, which we name Rudolph. We travel to the burned tower where Santa is waiting for us, and he is examining the damage that the Grinch has done here. It seems pretty bad. He challenges us to another battle to see if we really have what it takes to save Christmas. We accidentally lead with Rudolph, who cannot touch the Haunter, so we switch into Delibird. Haunter throws some curse words at us. As punishments, we slap him with some mud. 2 of those and we take him down. Magnemite perishes to a mud slap as well, and then Crocodile comes out. We send out Rudolph and he starts to hit us with a few water guns, and we hit back with a tackle. We put him to sleep to get in a free attack, but next turn he wakes up, and we manage to take him down in the end with only 3 health remaining. Last is Batman. We put it to sleep and 2 tackles do the job. We finally get rid of Santa once again, so we can head on to Morty's gym, who specializes in Christmas spirits Pokemon. First off is the ball spirit again, Ghastly, who goes down with just 1 mud slap. Next up is Haunter, the Christmas spirit of a tree, you know, with all the spikes. He almost goes down in 1 hit, but he puts us to sleep with relaxing Christmas music. We get hit with 2 Nightshades, and then we wake up to take it out. Gengar is next, and we crit it with a mud slap to lower its accuracy as well. He misses his move, so we take him out next turn. Last up is one more Haunter, and he goes down with 2 sleepy slaps, so no more problems. The 4th batch is ours, and we can head to the lighthouse to do some good deeds. This Ampharos makes sure that all of the Christmas lights are on, but it's sick, so without it, Christmas will be doomed. But there's a pharmacy not too far from here, so we have to travel there across the water. So we have to beat up some women in a dance club to get ourselves a surfboard from the pimp. We surf to the next city where Kurt is waiting for our next challenge. He impresses us by throwing a boulder on top of a statue with his huge muscles. His first Pokemon Primeape goes down with 2 stomps without being able to hit us at all. Last up is Polyswag, who we put to sleep and take it down very easily with just 3 stomps. An invincible gym battle. Great, we love to see those. No damage at all. 5th gym badge acquired. Time to save Ampharos and turn on the Christmas lights again. Next, it's time to take on Jasmine. Because we helped her so much, she decides to not make it too easy on us. So her Steelix manages to wreck our Christmas spirit a few times, but after trying enough times, we do manage to scrape the win here. The first Magnemite goes down in just 2 mud slaps. The second one also goes down in 2 mud slaps because those 2 are not really threats. It's the Steelix that's hard to kill. And if I would have to narrate all of the moves that it took to take this thing down, this video would probably be 2 hours long. So I'll just sum it up. We lower the accuracy with Mud Slap and we do some decent damage with Plunker. Plunker eventually goes down, so Rudolph has to finish it. We start off by lowering its accuracy even more with some sand attacks. We put it to sleep and then a lot of stomps and hypnosis later and a few potions as well, and we managed to scrape the win and get the 6th gym badge. Time to head to the Lake of Rage to kill a red Gyarados and get his scale to put on top of the Christmas tree. Lance the Champion is one of Santa's biggest trusty servants. He asks for our help because the Grinch has apparently got a secret hideout in Mahogany Town where he's disturbing radio waves to stop the radio stations from playing Christmas music. We head straight over there and it only takes us a few minutes to finish the job. Lance gives us our present in the form of Whirlpool and we challenge the Christmas gym led by Price. His first Pokemon is a little seal who gets crushed by our stomp. Next up is Dugong, who also gets crushed by 2 stomps after it hits us with an Aurora Beam. Last up is Piloswine and he shares the same fate as Dugong. 2 stomps and he's down. We get the Christmas badge so that we can continue on our journey and save the world. We go to the shopping mall's basement to pick up some presents, but Santa tells us that they have been stolen by the Grinch. This is a disaster. He tells us the location of the Grinch, but first he needs to find out if we are worthy of challenging it. His first mon is Golbat, who somehow survives a stomp to the face, but the second one takes it out. Magnemite goes down in just 2 stomps as well, but not before we get paralyzed by the Christmas lights. The spirit of the Christmas tree comes back to hound us, and our bird has to throw some mud in his eyes. 3 Slippy Slaps manage to do the job and take it out. But wait, Santa has captured one of the Grinch's minions to use it against us apparently? Apparently Santa is corrupted and he wants to use it to destroy Christmas. He's sick and tired of delivering presents every year, but we are here to give back the Christmas spirit. So we take out the evil Grinch with 2 headbutts, and last up is the Christmas alligator. Luckily he isn't too strong, so 2 stomps finish it off. Santa still hasn't calmed down, so he storms off in an incredible rage. Now we have to stop the final comeback of the Grinch. He has taken over the biggest radio tower in the world with one of his minions, and he's announcing that Christmas is over and that they are never going to be playing any more Christmas music on the radio ever again. But we can take on the lead of his organization before he can start talking. And of course, his team consists of fire Pokemon, the kinds of Pokemon that melt all the snow. Let's deal with them. His whole team is too weak to stand up against our trusty Steed because he stomps them all in the ground. We stop the evil plan and get a clear bell to put in our Christmas tree. After ending it all, we have to go and have one final confrontation with the Grinch itself in its lair. We decide to capture it and clear its heart from the pure evil and give it the Christmas spirit that it needs to fight on our side. We decide to test out its power against the next gym leader Claire, but our Grinch is weakened from all the emotional wreckage and fighting against Christmas. But despite all of that, it does manage to do a lot of damage against the Dragonair, almost taking it down. But we send out Plonker to deliver the final blow with Icy Wind. The next Dragonair comes down and Icy Wind is just too strong, so it goes down. Finally, the last Dragonair, but it isn't any better than the last 2, so our birds claim victory over it. Last but not least is Kingdra. A fly and 2 headbutts manage to do the job, and we get our last gym badge so that we can head to the Pokemon League and finally end our journey. But first we have to fight Santa once again in Victory Road. We have to stop his evil plan once and for all to save Christmas. The battle starts off Grinch versus Grinch, but we have been weakened from all of the grinding. Luckily we have an arsenal of great moves coverage, so one Iratail managed to finish it off. He sends out his Golbat, so we stay in, but I realize that we're out of ice punches, so we go into Rudolph. One stomp does amazing damage, so one more finishes it off. His Magnetron comes out, so one Earthquake wrecks it, and Hunter doesn't have the Levitate ability yet, so he goes down very easily as well. Last is Feraligatr, who hits us with a critical hit, but 2 Earthquakes manage to win us the battle. And Santa tells us that it isn't over yet. He has one more trainer that we have to beat to save Christmas, and he will be on the top of the most dangerous mountain in the world, Mount Silver. But before we can get there, we have to beat the Pokemon League first. So no more wasting time, let's do this. I decided to train up the Grinch to level 50 so that we have a big chance of beating the league in one go. The first Elite Four member is Will, and he starts off with a Xatu, and Ice Punch almost takes it down, but we get lucky to freeze it. So his Shadow Ball finishes it all. Executor comes out and he goes down with 2 Shadow Balls after he sets up an annoying Reflect. Jinx manages to live on a slither of health because of the Reflect, and one more Shadow Ball finishes it off though. Xatu also goes down in 2 Shadow Balls, just like his last Pokemon Slowbro, so we really didn't have too many problems with the first Elite Four member. One down onto Koga. His first Pokemon is an Icky Bicky Spider, who goes down in just 2 Earthquakes, after it sets up a cheesy double team. Venomoth is second, he poisons us with a Toxic, but 2 Earthquakes manage to do the job. Fortress manages to stall us out by a lot of turns, so our Toxic almost takes us out, but we take him down, and next up is Muck. We sadly ran out of Earthquakes, so we have to go for a Stomp, which still does decent damage to be honest, but at the end of the turn, Toxic damage takes us down. We send out the Grinch to finish off the Muck, and the last Crobat doesn't stand a chance anymore, so we have our second victory in the bag. Time for Gym Lad Bruno. His first Pokemon is Hitmontop, who is very annoying to fight because every time I go for a fly he just uses the tech to block it. So I just finished it off with a few headbutts. Hitmonchan also wasn't a problem, going down very easily, but we did take a little bit of damage. Onyx then comes out, so we beat the crap out of that with an Ice Punch. We switch back into Delibird to take down the Hitmonlee with one fly, and Machamp is last. Our fly doesn't one-shot, so Punker Boy sadly faints to a Rock Slide. He decides to heal up so we can hit Machamp with 2 stomps before we go down to a critical cross chop. Last is our Grinch, so one Shadow Ball finishes the Machamp off. So we are clearly the superior human being here. I mean, look at our muscles. We're 100% ready for Claire. First Pokemon Umbreon is immediately a pain in the ass. She spams Sand Attack, which means that our 50% accurate dynamic punch won't ever be able to hit, right? Psych, we actually hit one, but we did get confused. We can't manage to hit another move, so Grinch goes down. We switch into Rudolph to finish off the Umbreon with a stomp. Vileplume is next, so we switch into Delibird to take it out with a fly and an Icy Wind. After getting hit with a Petal Dance, the Hellhound Houndoom goes as quickly as he comes out. One Earthquake and he's down. Gengar shares the same fate as Houndoom, and last up is Murkrow, who goes down with an easy stomp. With the Elite Four down, we can now move on to the champion, Lance the Dragon Master. He of course starts off with a Gyarados, but luckily he doesn't have the Intimidate ability yet, so we can take him down with just 3 Shadow Balls. Charizard comes out, so we have to switch into Rudolph because our other team members will get destroyed by Flamethrower. But luckily 2 of our stomps can take him down and 1 of the Dragonite comes out, so we Ice Punch to send it back to the Shadow Realm. And actually his Aerodactyl and 2 other Dragonites can't fight back anymore because they're too weak. Our Grinch has just become too powerful. So we win ourselves the title of champion, but the game doesn't end there. We have to collect 8 more badges to decorate the Christmas tree before we can save Christmas. And don't forget, we also have to climb to the top of Mount Silva to beat Red. And after we beat him, Christmas will be saved. We skip to the last gym leader, Blue, because the rest of them really weren't even a challenge. The Blue is though. He has way higher level Pokemon than all the rest of the gym leaders, and he has a great diverse team that can take on most Pokemon. As you can see, we lose a few times before we can get a good run. I didn't think that he would be this much of a problem, so Red's gonna be even harder than him, so I'm not looking forward to that. His first Pokemon, Pidgeot, manages to tank an Ice Punch pretty well, so he goes for a Mirror move, doing barely any damage. One more Ice Punch takes it down, so next up is Arcanine, who goes down with an flinching Stomp and an Earthquake. Alakazam is next, so we switch back into the Grinch to make it faint with 1 Shadow Ball. Rhydon comes out, but he just wastes its turn by going for a Fury attack, so 1 more Earthquake finishes it off. Big Gyarados should be a big threat, but we managed to freeze it first turn with our Ice Punch as he uses a full restore. We managed to hit 3 more Shadow Balls to make the Gyarados faint, without even being hit. Last is Executor, and you know he doesn't stand a chance. 1 Shadow Ball and we win our final gym badge. So now, it's finally the time to climb up to the top of Mount Silver to beat the final threat of Christmas. Pokemon Trainer Red, even though he has red clothing, he's lost his Christmas spirit a long time ago. So let's see if we can snap him out of it. Well, as you might expect, we didn't win because of our underleveled team. I must have tried at least 50 times before realizing that I had to be very hard. So I think not too much, just up until level 7. So let's see if it's possible at this level. His first Pokemon, Pikachu, is no problem. 1 Earthquake takes the little rat down. Espeon is next, so Grinch has to do it this time. Just 2 Shadow Balls and Espeon will be no longer here. This is the biggest threat of his team, Charizard. We'll switch into Rudolph with the Sleeping Hypnosis. definitely enjoyed making a little story. It might not have been the most